Alrighty, welcome back guys. Today we are covering Betor Ancestor's Voice, a brand new Tarkir Dragonstorm commander. He is just pretty much just Abzan good stuff. It does everything we care about in this card scheme. So we have 5 mana, we're a 3/5 dragon, we're flying and lifelink with a really big rule ability. It's kind of got two halves to it. First half, at the beginning of your end step, put a number of 1/1 counters on top of another creature equal to life you've gained this turn. The other half is return one target creature from your graveyard with mana value less or equal to the amount of life you've lost this turn. So we care about life gain and life loss. They are tracked independently. You may gain 1 life at end of turn total, but you may have gained 8 life, lost 7 to get there. You have to track them independently. We care about life gain and loss. We care about 1/1 counters. We care about reanimation. Just everything Abzan wants to try and do just natively. Cards that kind of embody our commander's ability. Bounteous Dawn gives you the ability to distribute 1/1 counters based on the amount of life you've gained this turn. You can put them wherever you want, just not on itself, of course. Celestine resurrects creatures based on the amount of life you've gained this turn, a very similar effect. She also has a pretty good body with lifelink and flying at 3/4. Meanwhile, Bolas's Citadel, we can play cards off our library for life instead of mana, which we care about a lot because we need that life loss to reanimate things. And to life gain and life loss. So I do have the Veto/Sanguine Bond combo with Exquisite Blood, where one of them gains you life, someone loses life, and the other sees the reverse of that and you just create a loop going on. But you need a way to end it. Hence why I've gone with Veto, because he's a creature that we can kill with removal, but he gives our entire team lifelink. He can be reanimated. So I feel Veto's a bit more of a better fit. Of course, Exquisite Blood, the other half of that combo. Even on their own, these cards are just fantastic in a commander like this. Cleric class does everything we care about. Level 1 +1 to life gain. Level 2 puts counters on creatures to gain life. And level 3 can reanimate. Just does everything we care about. Belladros the Witherbloom is insane in this commander. Every upkeep, so opponents too, he creates a little pest token that gain us life, which we care about a bit of life gain. But you can pay 10 life, untap all your lands. You can only do it once per turn. That includes your opponent's turns as well. So pretty much you can pay 10 life ability and you can reanimate any creature in your deck right there at the beginning of your end step. Doom Whisperer has a spammable pay 2 surveil 2, so it lets us filter the top of our library, potentially fill up the graveyard, and it guarantees the amount of life loss we need to reanimate. Dark Confidant, god, remember the thing used to be like $60 in Modern? It is card advantage and life loss in one card, which we do care about. I love Unspeakable Symbol. Paying for your life to put a counter on a creature I think is great. We have a lot of creatures in the deck that have lifelink, or trample. Getting that extra power of the board can help. Or we have a lot of things that produce mana based on how big they are, so we can pay life into mana with the thing. Then we've got Eighth of Lux Reservoir, which can be a win condition. We have that many creatures with lifelink, with a lot of buffing effects from our commander, putting counters on things that get bigger. With more lifelink, we just get a ton of life quite easy in this deck. We can very easily just pay 50 life and just dome someone for 50. Children of Corylus can be an insane little 1-drop that can keep being reanimated with our commander. You can sacrifice it to gain life equal to the amount of life you've lost this turn. So remember, track it independently. At best, you always go back to where you were at the beginning of your turn with your life, but more times you will go further ahead. Beacon of Vitality, you can just double someone's life total, yours probably, and then dump counters equal amount of life you gain the turn, remember, from your commander on something with a lifelink probably. Heliod is nuts if you played MTG Arena. You've probably run across a Heliod deck every now and then. They just kick your teeth in pretty good, but every time you gain life, put a counter on a creature or an enchantment, he can instant speed give other creatures lifelink. Pretty good. I have Soul's Attendant and Soul Warden, but if you want to run a third variant, you can run Essence Warden and have all your 3 1-drops that gain life every time the creature enters the board. They are good to get you ahead of the game very quick. Whip of Erebos, it's pretty much here to give my entire team lifelink, because again, I want all those counters from our commander. But if we're in a pinch, we can reanimate a creature 1 time with haste, but it gets exiled. Spike's Feeder is a weird little thing. You can remove a 1/1 counter from it to gain 2 life, but your commander puts counters on things based on the amount of life you've gained, but this is doing ×2 per counter basically. So you put 10 counters on them, rip off 10, gain 20, then you'll put 20 counters back on the Spike Feeder. Itself can become such a really strong combat creature. Into just great value creatures you want to reanimate or just worth dumping counters on. Walking Ballista and Triskelion can be a win condition in the deck. They have a spammable, no cost, remove a 1/1 counter to deal 1 damage wherever you want effect. Our commander gain a ton of life, maybe from Beacon of Vitality, like put 40 counters on there theoretically, remove 40 counters and deal 40 damage wherever you want. Then I've got the Dusk Rose. When she dies, she's a big bomb, creates a ton of tokens equal to her power, they have lifelink, so just keep dumping counters on her from your commander and just wait for a death. Haywire Might's just too good as 1-drop to pass up in this commander, gains a little bit of life which we care about, and we can sacrifice him to exile a non-creature, artifact or enchantment. He's just too good to miss. Priest of the Fell Rites, I love that work by the way. It is a guaranteed resurrection creature for anything in the deck, because it self-resurrects another creature by paying 3 life and killing itself to resurrect any other creature in the graveyard. I love Sheldred because we can resurrect her at the beginning of our end step with our commander. You rotate to the next player's turn and it's straight away the upkeep, they have to sacrifice something. So I love her constant pressure through sacrifice, and she'll just start reanimating any creature in our graveyard. Into general supporting pieces, I love Branching Evolution. It's a cheaper doubling season for us. At 3 mana, it just doubles 1/1 counters. Then we have Increasing Savagery. 4 mana, you can dump 5 counters on a creature. At Flashback 7, you can put 10 onto another creature. I really like doing it with my mana dorks that care about counters or power. Gaia Sage, put 5 counters on her. She can tap 5 mana, tap a little bit of land as well. Flashback 10 counters onto it. Gaia Sage now tapped to 15 mana. I do it all the time in my Marath deck and it's filthy. We have Buried Alive and Tomb to put creatures from our library straight into our graveyard, so we can reanimate them with the commander nice and early, or just use actual reanimate, which causes life loss too, which we care about. Eerie Ultimatum, it pretty much just resurrects every permanent in your graveyard with commander ruling. It's a big bomb, mid-late game, it might win you the game there. Mithril Coat and Lightning Grease to protect our commander, no brainer. For a little extra draw, Greed and Necropotence I feel are pretty nuts, because they're spammable, they cost life, which we can scale up how much we've lost to guarantee resurrections, and just good card advantage. I love Stargaze, also some of the best artwork in Modern Magic. You get to look at the X cards in your library times 2, you pick X cards, put them into your hand, and you lose X life. Card advantage, fills the graveyard, loses life, just everything in one spell. Then we've got the Ripples of Undeath. You mill 3 cards in your pre-combat main phase, then you may pay 1 generic mana and 3 life to keep one of those cards. Again, we lose life, we fill up the graveyard with things we can possibly reanimate, and card advantage. Nice Whisperer, draw 2, lose 2, why not? And Grim Tutor because it's one of the cheaper tutors and we lose 3 life. Trying to get extra triggers out of our commander is hard because we are not blue, so 3 options. Seed Time is a green take an extra turn spell, 2 mana, it's very cheap. You can only do it if someone casts a blue spell during your turn, but in 4-player games of Commander, there's always a blue player, right? Like, often there will be. So I'm at the point where I'm mainboarding Seed Time in a lot of my green decks. It's only a $12 rare, but it can be pretty funny. Stronic Resonator, must have. You can copy a triggered ability. If each commander's ability is triggered because it triggers at the end step and even uses the correct terminology. Helm of the Host, I put a lot of my decks of course. Multiple copies of your commander are a form of protection through redundancy, but having multiple copies of commanders means you got lots of big dumb dragons with lifelink flying around, and dumping more counters on other dragons you control, and then reanimating multiple creatures. Why not? In terms of removal, probably on the heavy side, but I want to play with Retribution of Ancients from the original Karn set. You can pay 1 black mana and remove X counters from among creatures you control to give another creature -X/-X. Your commander dumping a ton of counters onto creatures through life gain can be translated into removal. Damage is a scalable board wipe. Toxic Deluge is a cheap board wipe that costs life, which, hey, we care about. And then I've got lots of just anything goes removal, Anguish of Making, Beast Within, Stroke of Midnight, Path to Exile, Force to Plowshare, and Assassin's Trophy. We are pretty much going to hit everything we don't really want to know about. Into ramp. So, the Kami of Whispered Hopes, Gaia Siege, Savala, and Crystalline Crawler all scale up the amount of production based on how many counters or power they have. The Kami also offers additional 1/1 counters every time something else gains a 1/1 counter. Gaia Sage has Evolve built in, so she can potentially grow earlier before a commander starts dumping counters on her. Savala brings potential card draw, and she taps mana based on the greatest power on our creatures, which might be another creature, could be her, who knows. And Crystalline Crawler could just rip counters off him for any mana at any time. So, great mana dorks to scale up with the length of the game. And late game, they might not even become mana dorks, it might come full beatdown. Sky Shroud Claim, Cultivate, and Kadama's Reach are just our ramp spells. Sky Shroud, can just get any forest, non-basic score, so you get your shock lands, your tri lands, stuff like that. Cultivate and Kadama just get a few more basics out of the deck. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern to fix up the land base, nothing different here. But the talismans work here because they're cheap, they ramp us far ahead, and they do damage to us to get our commander's reanimation going. The only lands worth noting are Castle Locthwain and War Room, because they draw us cards from our land slot and they cause life loss, which we do need. Vault of the Archangel, for 4 mana can give the entire team Death Touch and Lifelink. Great combat trick and can potentially with a heavy swing give us so much life we get far ahead that opponents just won't deal with it. When it comes to the rest of the land base, it's in the deck list down below in the description. I go a really even mix. I run 3 of everything in the color combinations just to keep the mana production super easy. We'll never run out of any color. But take note of things like shock lands, pain lands, horizon lands, or your fetch lands. They do damage to you, which you can use incrementally with your commander to guarantee the resurrection that you might need. And that is Betor from the brand new Tarkir set. The new set is pretty good. The spires are pretty hot. Lots of course dragon support, but there's a lot of dumb cards like Ugin. So really cool commander. He just does everything his color combination cares about: life gain, life loss, counters, reanimation. Really at the end of the day, he just kind of feels like Abzan good stuff. You can really throw most things in there. Make sure you got a bit of lifelink and you're probably okay, to be honest. Yeah, very strong commander, very long-term commander. Let me know your thoughts down below. I enjoyed this guy a lot. Thank you for the patrons for your support. I cannot thank you guys enough. Please consider a like and a sub. We are going for 5k. We're getting there very soon. And thank you for watching, guys.